my songs and writes a talk around it, and she does it the night before. Sometimes on the way to our places that we're going to. We travel all over the country doing this. And so a lot of times she has to, she's reading it for the first time today because it's just a transmission that she gets from the songs, and in the middle we'll have a meditation. So we always start it with a song, and this is a song that was inspired from being in probably one too many Unity churches and doing the peace song at the end where you hold hands. It's beautiful. I'm not being funny. I am being funny, but I'm not making fun. It's just a beautiful thing that you get to do when you go to Unity churches, And there was just one day this one particular Sunday I was holding hands with two people, and I could just feel the life, You know what I mean? You've all felt it, but I was really keyed in at that moment. I really connected to them, and I just thought, and this is where it gets a little weird. I thought, what if aliens came down and they started looking at us? Because I kind of believe that stuff exists. Yeah, thank you. There's always one in every crowd. Just kidding, sister. And so what if they came down? They would look at these things and saying, "Oh, that's how they fit together." Those things that think they're individual. That's how they fit together. And I got to thinking about the trees, and there's these vast forests in Colorado where you see this 5 million acres of trees, and it's actually one tree. Have you heard that before? Because underneath, they're all connected through the root system. So all of that swirling with the craziness in this world, and I'll just leave it at that. Sometimes I cry for a lonely world that's living in a great divide. Sometimes these tears make me want to wrap myself up and disappear. But I won't be away too long, 'cause my sadness turns to gladness when I sing this song. If your hand was in mine, when you make you my sister, make you my friend, or make you my brother. If your hand was in mine, would it make everything better? Isn't it amazing how every hand fits right in the other? Sometimes I fear, and the jackals outside are the only voices I hear. But the call of the love in my heart is stronger, and the feeling I want to reach out won't hold back any longer. If the world needed just one more lover, couldn't it be me? Couldn't it be you? If the world needed just one more lover, couldn't it be me? Couldn't it be you? If your hand was in mine, would it make you my sister? Make you my friend, or make you my brother? If your hand was in mine, would it make everything better? Isn't it amazing how every hand fits right in the other? If your hand was in mine, you feel me inside, deep inside, deep inside. Well, it would bring love, and it would bring touch, and it would bring sight to a world gone blind. If your hand was in mine, you couldn't judge and run from me. Point your finger and be done with me. Yank my chain, pull the rug from under me. Aim me, punch me, or hold a gun to me. Hurt me, desert me, resent me, forgive me, lie to me, attack me without me. You can only feel me, be real with me, dissolve the fear with me. Rise on up to a higher energy. You can't feel nothing lonely when you sit down beside me. Hold me, know me. Take my hand, my sister, my brother, my friend, my lover. There are no others here. There are no others here. Hurt me, desert me, resent me, forget me, laugh me, attack me with apathy. It only feel me, be real with me, dissolve the field with me, rise on up to a higher energy. Can't be above me, below me, when you sit down beside me, hold me and know me. Take my hand, my sister, my brother, my friend, my lover, there are no others here. There are no others here. World needed just one more lover. Couldn't it be me? Couldn't it be you? World needed just one more lover. Couldn't it be me? Couldn't it be you? Your hand was in mine when you make you my sister, make you my friend, or make you my brother. Your hand was in mine when you make everything better. Isn't it amazing how every hand is right in the other? It's right in the other. 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 It's right in the other.
So, I will suspect that many of our brains, hearing the words of Bob's song, immediately apply those to maybe what's happening in the news over the past year. It's sometimes easy to review situations when we're physically removed as an observer. And often, for example, we can imagine a gunman who received so much love as a child that he was able to learn alternative behaviors that wouldn't harm but would support lives. We often practice sending prayers and blessings to a misguided, a misunderstood terrorist across the globe, or even within our own country, with hopes and intentions that the pain that they feel in their hearts will be released. Yet, we tend to hold relatively high standards for those closest to us. And we tend to get triggered and even offended when we perceive an inadequacy or a perceived indecency. So my intention for today is to relate the musical message that Bob just gave to our own personal relations. And by relations, I am referring to blood relatives, family introduced by marriage, close family friends that we may have had in our lives for years and years, and most importantly, the relationship that we have with ourselves. So, I invite a breath pattern that will balance your nervous system. So we're going to exhale just a second longer than we inhale. So we'll inhale for 3 and exhale for 4. We'll just do this a few rounds just to get centered and come into a space before we continue. So exhale. And inhale for 3. And exhale for 4. Inhale for 3. And exhale for 4. Inhale for 3. And exhale for 4. So from that space, I want to repeat the words that Bob so eloquently put into the song. If your hand was in mine, you couldn't judge and run from me. Point your finger and be done with me. Yank my chain, pull a rug from under me, hate me, punch me, or hold a gun to me. Hurt me, desert me, resent me, forget me, laugh at me, or attack me with apathy. So when does our ability to relate to those closest to our hearts become so troubled that we cannot or will not hold their hand? How do we become so frustrated, judgmental, or angry toward our relations that the holidays can become more of a putting up with rather than a being with each other? Is it acceptable to give up, walk away, withhold, or withdraw when someone whom we know more intimately than a passerby on the street is in pain, doubting themselves, making poor decisions, behaving selfishly, or acting out of grudge that was planted in childhood? Why can we feel intolerant toward our own beloveds, such that our tolerance of world affairs becomes a distorted understanding of acceptable, followed by the excuse that humans have been this way since the beginning of time? If your hand was in mine, you couldn't judge and run from me, point your finger and be done with me, yank my chain, pull a rug from under me, hate me, punch me, and hold a gun to me, hurt me, desert me, resent me, forget me, laugh at me, or attack me with apathy. So how do we make this a little more personal? Get to the soul of the person. So there's a tale by the Brothers Grimm called Grandmother's Table that I heard when I was actually in high school, and I just came across it the other day, and it is so fitting for this upcoming holiday weekend, holiday week, and into the chaos and the busyness of the upcoming month of holidays. It goes like this. Once there was a feeble old woman whose husband died and left her all alone. So she went to live with her son and his wife and their own little daughter. Every day the old woman's sight dimmed and her hearing grew worse. And sometimes at dinner her hands trembled so badly the peas rolled off her spoon or the soup ran from her cup. The son and his wife could not help but be annoyed at the way she spilled her meal all over the table. And one day, after she knocked over a glass of milk, they told each other, enough is enough. They set up a small table for her in the corner next to the broom closet and made the old woman eat her meals there. She sat all alone, looking with tear-filled eyes across the room at the others. Sometimes they spoke to her while they ate, but usually it was to scold her for dropping a bowl or a fork. One evening, just before dinner, the little girl was busy playing on the floor with her building blocks, and her father asked her what she was making. "I'm building a little table for you and Mother," she smiled, "so that you can eat by yourselves in the corner someday when I get big." Her parents sat staring at her for some time, and then suddenly both began to cry. That night, they led the old woman back to her place at the big table, and from then on, she ate with the rest of her family, and her son and his wife never seemed to mind a bit when she spilled something every now and then. You can only feel me, be real with me, dissolve the fear in me, rise on up to a higher energy. You can't be above and below me. When you sit down beside me, hold me and know me. Take my hand, my sister, my brother, my friend, my lover. There are no others here. So, based on some facial expressions and some sighs during that reading, I'm going to say that we all felt the unnecessary pain that it represented. But we also felt the relief that came from the innocence of the child, who, in that innocence, shed light on the ridiculousness of the behaviors. Truly, I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. A teaching translated from Yeshua and documented by Matthew. So, I want to invite you into a meditation. And as you shift and get comfortable, just get in touch with your breath. And we'll do a breathwork pattern here to activate the energy of your third eye. So one round contains 3 breaths. All the inhales are through the nose. The first exhale is going to be second exhale, blowing out the candles. And the third exhale through the nose, just like the inhale. So, I invite you to close your eyes. Let all the air out of your lungs. And inhale through your nose. And exhale on an H. Inhale through the nose. Blow out the candles. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Another round. Inhale through the nose. H. Inhale through the nose. Blow out the candles. Inhale. And exhale through the nose. And I will lay a few questions on your heart. I invite you to make a quick review of your closest relations. Does someone enter your consciousness whose hand you cannot hold? Do you anticipate that over the holiday season you will see someone who causes you to lock down your breath? And is there a place within you that creates your own sense of loss, of self-love, self-acceptance, self-understanding, or self-confidence?
So in this nice little container where you are, I'm going to invite you to, in your mind's eye, just put another chair in front of you that's facing you, so that if someone were to walk up and sit down, they'd be sitting almost knee to knee with you. So you're in this beautiful room, and different characters in your life are going to come into that room and sit down into that chair. I invite you to bring the first person into the chair, the one that you couldn't hold their hand. Just bring them into the chair, and we're going to sing in our mind's voice, or even out loud, just gently, the words to this song. called metta. It's a meditation from several traditions, Buddhism. It's just loving kindness, compassionate love, and there's 4 lines, and just settle yourself into. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be peaceful, and may you be loved. So when those choruses come around in this song, you sing right into their eyes, and there's no personality. They know what's going on. They're sitting there in reverence because they know that you've chosen them. So I'll just set everything up with a few verses. To all of my relations, I look you in the eye, 'cause we are all related. It's written in the sky. And we can sing this simple song to everyone along the way. And we can sing for the ones who've wronged. It heals the wounds from yesterday. Here we go, you sing it right to them now. Here we go. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be peaceful, and may you be loved. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be peaceful, and may you be loved. Let there be a healing. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be peaceful, and may you be loved. To all of my relations, I bow to you, 'cause we are all related. It's a common thread that runs right through. We can sing this simple song for the ones in pain. We can sing for the suffering. May these words melt the pain away. So you put someone in that chair who you know is suffering and needs this song. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be peaceful, and may you be loved. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be peaceful, and may you be loved. They're taking it in from you. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be peaceful, and may you be loved. May you be loved. And all of the beings, and all of the creatures, they all hold the secret. They all are our teachers as we're learning the lessons of love, 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 love. Compassion and love. What if all creation sang this song to you? Could your heart become the home to place this love into? Then this simple song travels on everywhere you go. It becomes your beating heart and the rhythm of your soul. So you just receive this one. Just imagine all beings and all creatures singing it just for you. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you be loved. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you be loved. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you be loved. May you be loved. And all of the beings and all of the creatures, they all hold the secret. They all are our teachers as we're learning the lessons of love, 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 love.
So from that beautiful space, let us join together in practicing that breath work in reverse to bring us fully back into the room. So exhale to prepare. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, blow out the candles. Inhale through the nose. H. And one more round. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale. Blow out the candles. Inhale. H into the ground. And I invite you to wiggle your toes and come back into the room. So, that mantra can easily be repeated out loud. It can be whispered under your breath. It can be spoken in silence at any given moment. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be loved. How much compassion might we feel for ourselves and for others if we practice that simple mantra regularly? How much forgiveness might we feel for ourselves and for others if we recreate that chair sitting in front of us? or placed a mirror in front and sang it to ourselves. Right in the middle of being triggered, being challenged, or right smack in the middle of a conflict. Lewis Smedes is quoted saying, "To forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that that prisoner was you." So, to move into the end of the talk, I want to throw one more twist into relating to relations. Because at times we find ourselves withdrawn from our relations, not because of something they did to us or something we did to them. We often avoid holding our beloved's hand because of something we didn't do or something they didn't do. That's where we might feel embarrassed, we might feel betrayed, we might feel disappointment, not just in others, but in ourselves, that we didn't take that step and do what our heart was calling for us to do, but our personality was like, yeah, the brakes are on. There's a beautiful poem called "The Sin of Omission" by Margaret Sangster. And it goes like this. "It isn't the thing you do, dear. It's the thing you leave undone, which gives you a bit of heartache at the setting of the sun, the tender word forgotten, the letter you did not write, the flower you might have sent, dear, are your haunting ghosts tonight. The stone you might have lifted out of brother's way, the bit of heartsome counsel you were hurried too much to say. The loving touch of the hand, dear, the gentle and winsome tone that you had no time nor thought for, with troubles enough of your own. The little acts of kindness so easily out of mind, those chances to be angels, which everyone may find. They come in night and silence, each chill, reproachful wraith, when hope is faint and flagging, and a blight has dropped on faith. For life is all too short, dear, and sorrow is all too great. To suffer our great compassion that tarries until too late. And it's not the thing you do, dear, it's the thing you leave undone, which gives you the bit of heartache at the setting of the sun." So as we move into the holiday season, and all of the busy that can easily distract all of us, I would like to place a gentle challenge on your hearts. So take a moment to recall that list of relations that was started in your mind. Maybe sit and expand on that for a little bit. And become the silent observer of that relationship. Watch yourself, observe yourself within that dynamic. Without the emotions, without the grudges. Watch yourself be part of that relationship. And ask yourself, is there anything that you are leaving undone? Anything that could leave you or them with that tiny bit of heartache? So the challenge, do it. The greatest joy you can give yourself and those around you is full presence. The present of your presence. Whether it be a smile, a hug, a joke, a card, a wrapped gift, a listening ear, an apology, a tear, or a hand held. Why let another day go by without fulfilling what your soul is asking you to do, without any resistance carried in the history of relating to relations? Maya Angelou said it best. At the end of the day, people won't remember what you said or did. They will remember how you made them feel. If your hand was in mine, wouldn't it make you my sister? Make you my friend? Make you my lover? If your hand was in mine, wouldn't it make everything better? Isn't it amazing how every hand fits right in the other?
So in the final analysis, you are the gift. So you could just put a little bow up on your head, and when you walk in the door, just say, I'm here. And it might freak people out, but because that list of undones is cool, but unfortunately we think it's the doing, and we know it's not actually true. They just want to be with you. And it's not even the words. It's not even the words. Your words can often fail to sell. The nuance of emotion you try to speak so well. And your actions are to speak louder than your words. Yeah, but somehow all the doing just don't take away the hurt. They won't remember everything you did. They won't remember everything you said, but their heart it won't forget, and they'll always remember how you made them feel. How you made them feel the unmistakable light in your eyes. How you made it real, everything a little larger than life. How you made them feel so strong when their weakened little hearts couldn't go on. Yeah, it's slowing down and listening, really listening to a heart when it speaks from honesty. It's part of the great emancipation, disassociation from these separate lives we lead. Because the essence of the question, isn't it all about connection? You know the mark we leave. Because long after you're gone, your feeling lives on and 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 on. They won't remember everything you did. They won't remember everything you said, but their heart it won't. They'll always